enterprise based, established by, hello? Yes, so like Ebony is a social enterprise established based. So Ebony is kind of like, we want to bring a fusion in Hong Kong regarding African's narrative and African, basically, fruits. Now we are focusing in one business model, which is we choose cashew nuts, but in the future we're going to choose more different and diverse dried fruits. But this time we just took one thing, which is cashew nuts. And today is a Polylogue. It's affiliated of the Ebony. So we usually just bring an interesting topics, a vibe topics in Hong Kong, and then we bring amazing people on the panel discussion, and then they give us their insights regarding the issues happening or the topic itself. So I welcome John. Give it up to John, please. Thank you. Yes, and also we welcome Akosah. And we have Yukko Chan. She's actually with us from Mexico. Right now it's 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. in Mexico. Thank you for joining us. Yes, so we're going to have an amazing discussion tonight. And please, can you join me to the panel discussion? Thank you. Yes, both of you. We don't leave anybody out. Yes. Amazing. Thank you. So, first of all, I'm going to start to present themselves, and then we will go right away to the topic.
Start.
John, who are you, John?
I
Tell us.
am John Jones, the most common name in the English language. It's either John Jones or John Smith. My story is, I'm going to talk briefly about my story, which is...
Yes, sure.
Let me start at the beginning. I have a British passport, but I was born in Germany. Briefly, when I was thinking about this talk, I was thinking, how should I begin it? And I thought that one way of beginning it was to explain briefly why I'm here and who I am. We talk about what makes us. Well, it's a combination of nature, our DNA, what we've inherited, and nurture, how we've been raised. But I also think a major component is our life experience, our lived life. And to be honest, all my life, I have been, much of my life, I've been moving around. My earliest memory, my very earliest memory, is being aboard a troop ship, leaving Britain and sailing through the Mediterranean, the Suez Canal, and across the Indian Ocean to what was then Malaya. And Malaya, at that time, my father was a professional soldier. He was not a conscript. He loved the army. And so my mother and I, we followed him around. He went off to fight wars. Britain at that time, since the 50s, was fighting for a number of wars. These are the end of the period of the imperial period. My father fought in Malaya, in Cyprus, in Aden, let's see, he fought at Korea. When my mother gave birth to me in Germany, my father was fighting in Korea. And there is a story that he was on the front line, a professional soldier, fighting with the British contingent of the United Nations against the North Koreans and Chinese.
Wow, that's
and he was fighting on the firing line, and it was incredible. This is how he recalled it, wave after wave. In human waves, the soldiers would come up and they'd be fighting, shooting them. and then he was called away from the firing line to the commanding officer's dugout in this trench, and he was scared, you know, what the hell have you shoot at the front line? And he called in, and the colonel apparently poured a whiskey and said, "Congratulations, Sergeant Jones, you have a son."
Great.
And then the colonel said, "Now get back to your firing line." So off he went. My mother, meanwhile, is in Germany, and her story is an interesting one. She was a refugee, an internal refugee. She was born in Germany in 1930, before the rise of the Third Reich.
That's a great one. We're going to keep it in that, and then I'll come back to you. So, yes, Akosah, so tell us who you are.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, my name is Akosah Julius. I'm original from Cameroon, a professional footballer. So I'm now a professional coach. Really, I started my football career when I was too young. I was still creeping. I have to follow the ball to check out in those days back home. It was not too easy for us to play because if you go and play, come back, the parents have to school you, have to teach you very well. So I struggled until when I was still in primary school. Times I cannot pass the exam because of football. I have to stay for class 5 for more than 2 years, up to the extent I go out from primary school, secondary school. I start playing my first, like a semi-professional back home, Cameroon. Yeah. So, yeah. So really, I find my way here to Hong Kong when I'm already playing like a professional back home in Cameroon. I was already playing like a professional.
You are a professional footballer, and you are an officer and also a military. Wonderful. So now we go to Mexico. So we going to, yes, hi. Going to talk with Yukko-san. So Yukko-san, tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Yukko. I'm from Hong Kong, but now I'm based in Mexico. And why am I staying in Mexico? Actually, it's an accident because I actually is an artist and I do theater. I came here actually for a theater project, but also because of the COVID-19 plan change, and then I kind of stuck here. But finally, I decided to stay because I go through a lot of love and caring people and the culture here. Yeah. Basically like that.
Thank you. We receive it now. Okay, guys. We are very happy that we've been hosted by Cafe Number 8, and they are a social enterprise based. Like, can you give it up to them to just thank you so much for the space? And just, if you wanna take a drink, just feel free to go to the counter and you can order something fresh. Thank you so much. And now, our topic of today is about migration. So what is migration itself? Like, since the human being born, we are always migrating, and migration never stops until today. For some reason, people, they always keep migrating for better life, searching for something special, unique. It can be love, it can be war, it can be whatever. People, they have their own reason to keep moving and to find a place that suits them in the world. Actually, the introduction of a passport and visa is very new, actually, to this world ending today. It's just a few hundred years ago that actually we have a restriction, which is the passport and the visa restricted our agency to travel freely around the world. And it depends to country to another country. So today we bring it to you in Hong Kong, we talk about migration. So, I start by you, John. Your story is amazing. You are living in Hong Kong for 30 years. I wasn't born 30 years ago. I don't know where I am. So like, today you are with us in Hong Kong and you live in Hong Kong for 30 years. You've been in Bermuda, you've been in Sudan. Actually, we have 2 gentlemen from Sudan. There, exactly. You've been to their country as well. You travel a lot in this world. So why this traveling? Why you keep moving? Why you are migrating?
I think the easiest way I can answer that is, as I was alluding to before, I think it's just in me to get itchy feet. Itchy feet is an English expression that means that You know, yeah, if you're in one place for so long.
Listen to you.
Huh?
Louder.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I get itchy feet. I spent my teens in a horrible little ugly town outside of Birmingham in England. Many of my friends remained there, and I looked at it and I said, no, I can't do this. So I followed my father into his regiment, the parachute regiment, and it was the best decision I ever made. My mother cried and cried. She said, why do you want to join the army? You'll be cannon fodder. And I just said, I just want to go, and I get itchy feet. So I traveled, and I went all over the place in the army. And then I left the army after 6 years, went as a police officer to another strange town in England, in Worcester. Do you know Worcester? Beautiful, beautiful city. I was there for 7 years, very happy. But I got itchy feet. And I thought, right, I gotta move on. And then a job came up for the Bermuda police, just an advert. And I went, I'm going. And then I went to Bermuda as a police officer. Completely different world.
You didn't disappear in Bermuda Triangle. I always hear about it, Bermuda Triangle, but you are still here with us. Why not?
I'll tell you later. You keep coming and looking for the triangle and paying your tourist dollars, no problem. I was there for 7 years, again, and I got itchy feet. I just wanted to move because I knew that if I stayed there, I would grow old and fat at the police club bar, complaining about everybody and everything, and I didn't want to do that. I moved to mainland China. This was 1989, just after the Tiananmen Square incident. And so everybody had left, all the foreigners had left, and I was there as a teacher, no teaching experience. The only credential I had was that I could speak English and I was white. So I taught this little college there.
So you use the white privilege there, though?
Oh, absolutely, I accept it.
Right.
We'll talk about that later. I know it's
Why are you hiding your talking about later?
Well,
Hey!
I'll tell you, I go and I've been asked this question by many people, and I'm in the middle of in Xi'an. This is real China, Shanxi province, 1989. Very few foreigners. Xi'an then was really underdeveloped. I mean, Deng Xiaoping's reforms in 1979 or something, and nothing seemed. It was truly primitive. Everything was coal-fired, cooked with coal, hard life. But the people that I was with were just lovely. I felt completely at home. One advantage that I have, again, it might be a function of being white and a male, is that I'm very adaptable and very comfortable. You can drop me in Khartoum, in Jamina, and
In Jamina?
Yeah.
We take care of you, though.
I know you will. I'm comfortable. I just don't have a
Great, I see.
problem.
So now let's go to Akosah Traders. Actually, I am his.
One of my worst players.
Exactly. I know you're going to say that. Well, once we come to see how we are your useless players, I get that. So he's our coach, and he's here in Hong Kong for 20 years. And I see also you have beautiful kids there. I love them. So tell us your story. Why this migration? Why not Cameroon? Why just stay there? Why you move? Why Hong Kong?
Yeah, really, once you are a footballer or in military, really you have to keep on moving.
Yeah.
Because today you play for this team, today you want to move here, you want to move. The first year, it was 2000, I was in France, Strasbourg, just played there for 2-3 months, end of the day, go back. Then I have the contact again to come to Hong Kong. I said, oh, coming to Hong Kong. But there's no football in Hong Kong. I know football, Hong Kong is for movie, Jackie Chan. Yes, I was really, I said, no, there's no football, I cannot come to Hong Kong. Because we back home, we know the best place to play football in Cameroon. Either you play in France, Germany, or England. If no, there's no football, that means you are not playing football. Then the manager said to me, no, you come, I'll send you to Japan. I said, Japan, oh, okay, let's see. I arrived at first. The first day I arrived, yeah, I get lost.
Lost? All of us get lost the first time.
Yeah, just put you in the house and say, okay, don't you can go down eat McDonald's here. McDonald's was the only food you can eat. Go down eat McDonald's here and come back and this in the house. Cameroon City was like the most country. Turning around the house of more than 20 times.
Wow.
Finding the way to go out.
Wow.
So I had to play my first year. Okay, good. Then highest goal scholar. Say, okay, I'll take you to Japan. Just go holiday, you come back. I go holiday, I come back. He said, no, you need to play again, you need to prove yourself. So that after I'll move into this team, you have to play the Asian Cup. It's a good team. Yeah. I play with Sonny, that time they call Sonny. I was the highest goal scorer in Homekong, the highest goal scorer for Asia, the AFC Cup. And then also 2-time the highest goal scorer.
Wow, you must be very rich.
Yeah, for the cup that time there was no.
There's so much awards.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go to Mexico, and I will come back to you guys. So now we have Yukko. Thank you so much first of all again to join us 4 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, tell us about you. So tell us about their story about migration. You are a Hong Konger, you are here, you have your job here, and I heard also you are an actress and you are a performer. And then you went to Mexico. So why Mexico? Why not like Chad or Sudan, let's say?
Actually, first I want to tell you when they invited me to share my story actually about migration. I'm a little bit surprised because...
Who is Zina? I think many people they don't know who's this lady. Who are you talking about?
Oh, the host.
Host?
Yeah, the host there.
Yes, right.
Because I never think about I migrated to Mexico, but after I talked to her, I find that different people have different conversation about the migration. I think for Hong Kong people, migration is a big topic, it's not important one. So I never think about that I'm doing this until she told me.
Yes.
And why is Mexico? Actually, I didn't choose Mexico. I think it's destiny. Because actually every year I will go to different countries to do a collaboration project, and just as a family, that year is Mexico. And also because of pandemic, so I changed my project earlier, so I can escape from Hong Kong and go to a place without
escaping from Hong Kong. Why escaping from Hong Kong?
Yeah, at that time we suspend all the work and the school because I'm studying actually at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then when I came to Mexico, it also worked out the pandemic, so everything stopped, my project cannot keep going, and I can only quarantine in Mexico. But I find that living in Mexico or quarantine in Mexico is much better than Hong Kong because Hong Kong is small and packed. So if I quarantine in Hong Kong, I need to live with my family. So it's easy to argue whether you can work very well at home. Yeah, so I think that made me feel it's lucky that I'm here. Yeah.
Thank you to you for us. So first of all, in migration we always need to adapt to the society that we've been taught, and then we need to integrate to be in a new society. So to you guys, I will start again by you, John. Yes, John. Exactly. How even you take your at a time before you migrate, before you seek to this new world, to go to different places, how even you come out to take a decision to go to live in another place, and to leave your family, the thing that you know everything, and for something very, very new in the world?
To be honest, I never had any problem with it. I love my family. I have 2 sisters, my late mother and father in the UK. But I knew that if I stayed, I would be unhappy and miserable. I just knew it. I just felt it. I just had to move. There were no economic reasons, there was no pressure. In fact, there was a great pull to stay where I grew up with my family. It's quite natural, but I just never felt that way. I just didn't. It's very difficult to explain unless you feel the same way, but I just didn't want to grow old and die in Brown Hills near Birmingham, England.
Right. Oh, you don't want to die in England.
No, I'm gonna die here.
Okay, that's a good one. I heard that. So, right. Usually people, they don't take a decision, or like you say, you just felt it that way. You gotta move, and then you move. So that, how that's feeling though? It's hard to explain as a man, I'm sure. I'm not stereotyping ladies, but yeah.
I'm an opportunist.
Opportunist.
Like Yukko, you went to Mexico City by accident, circumstances. Same here, I found myself in Hong Kong by accident. I was living in China. It was beautiful, wonderful, but hard. And then I was invited to a wedding. Somebody in Hong Kong. I'd never been to Hong Kong before. I knew it was somewhere at the bottom of China. I didn't know where it was. And after my year in China, where I dealt with many immigration and police officials, all of them cigarettes in their mouth, and many of them, I used to get things like, I'd ask for something and they'd say, mayo, so I came to Hong Kong, and the first thing when we landed in Kai Tak was to be met by a smart, young immigration officer who said in perfect English, "Welcome to Hong Kong, Mr. Jones." And I said, "I'm staying."
I'm staying there actually.
So as soon as my contract was finished, we returned. My wife is ethnically Chinese.
Ethnically Chinese, what's that?
Well, she's an American-born Chinese.
Can I be ethnically Africans in Hong Kong?
Yeah, duh. I'm looking at one. She's Chinese, but she does not speak Chinese, and she's an American, right? We were together in mainland China. We came here, and at that time, this is 30 years ago, it was easy. No work visa. It was a colony. So I just came in. I had no experience, little experience as a teacher. I went to the British Council, where I gained my teaching experience, my credentials.
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
Starting right.
Why privilege again?
No.
Okay.
Yes. So I came. I'm here. So I got my MA. Then I landed a job at the university where I work now, which I love. I like the university, and I love the students, and I mean love. Small L, quotation mark. They're lovely, and so I'm still here.
Wonderful. Beautiful story, actually. I love it. So, like, usually, when we are moving, you just feel it, and then you go. So, all of you guys, when you want to move, just move, okay? Don't think too much. Okay, let's go to Cameroon now. And yes, you are here. How you do? I know that like you travel to France for the football, and football is your passion, and even here actually you have your own team, and you're still a professional player. So you just felt like John just moved to go to play football, or you took a decision, and what did you consider before to move?
Really, when I consider, or when I just finally decided I have to stay here in Hong Kong, is the way I feel like I was more safe here, and also I feel very good, relaxed in the sense that you don't really see trouble. You don't see so many things that can make you panic or say that kind of thing. Yeah. So I decided no. Really, my late uncle asked me, because 2006, I don't want to come back. He asked me that why I don't want to go back. Where you are before, is there any problem there? I said no. Is anybody chasing you there? I said no. He said, just know that is your hometown. That is where you are going to live and everything. I said no, I want to live. I was, like the level of football I was playing was already more than really high. Yes, high. So I was aspiring now. I need to move to England. I need to move to Germany to play. One time I moved to China, but to come back, then now I have to move out of Asia.
Right.
Yeah. Because if the only thing they call in the national team, you're all, I need to move out of here.
Right.
Something people are telling me, you, no matter what you're doing, I am running inside the back. I'm running at the same spot.
Right.
Yeah. No matter what I do, I will still come back to Hong Kong. Yes.
Great. Wonderful. So now let's go to Mexico again. Yukko. So this gentleman, they get to move. I don't know if like ladies also just they move like that, but I want to know, what did you consider to go to like once you're in Mexico? I know that you went to Mexico because as a performer, and then once the performer ended because of the COVID, and then you consider to be there. Why you keep staying there? I think there's a flag between